Hi everyone, and welcome to part 1 of the course Finding a House in Korea. And today we will discuss about renting and chonse. Let's start. Basically, we have two options to rent a house in Korea. The first will be monthly rent, and the second would be what we call chonse, which is kind of a lease or yearly rent. And we will see a little bit later the difference between those two. Now we will cover a little of the general information before we dive into the rent and chonse. So first of all, in order to rent a house in Korea, we need our valid ARC. So we need to have our alien registration number and card in order to either rent a house or to have chonse. Generally speaking, the monthly rent and the deposit amount, everything changes based on many factors. It can be location or the size of the room, etc., etc. So we have a lot of different factors when it comes to deciding the price. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is the actual contract. So a lot of the times the contract is still in Korean. And if you're not feeling comfortable handling this type of contract in Korean, please try to ask for an English one. And they will do the best in order to give you the English contract as well. And finally, I wanted to share with you that sometimes the owner of the house, they will consider before renting to non-Korean. And sometimes they will ask you things such as where you're working, where you're studying, just to get more information about you. Now that we covered the basics, let's see some options that we have for housings. So the first type of housing that we have is a single room, which also called one room because it's just one room. It's type of a studio and it can be in small or larger size. Another option that we have is the shared apartment, which in that case we will have different rooms to sleep and we will have a shared space such as the living room or the kitchen. Also in Korea we have what called officetel, which is the combination of office and hotel. The rooms can be similar to apartments or one-room studio. And usually in an officetel, you will have a service that the building provides. So it can be the gym or it can be parking. You will have your mail service, etc. We have a villa type, which is usually lower, older houses. And inside again, you can either have a studio room or a room similar to an apartment. And finally, we have the apartments. Usually they are the tall buildings that you see. And in the apartment, you can find rooms which are 2 rooms or 3 rooms. So in that case, you will have your bedroom separated from the kitchen and the living room, etc., etc. So those are the type of housing that we have in Korea, and that's what you can choose from. And with that, we also finished part 1 of this course. And in part 2, we will dive deeper into rent and chonse. I'll see you in part 2.